Good morning students, welcome back to my channel. So this is 26th lecture on electrostatic, and in my previous lecture we discussed about the types of combination. We studied the series and the parallel combination of capacitors. Along with that, we have seen how the energy is stored in the capacitor in the form of electric field lines. So these two topics in the previous class were very much important, and today we are going to start redistribution of charges. In some syllabus it is also mentioned as the loss of energy. Both are same. So we are going to study how charges redistribute when we connect two capacitors. So in this complete derivation we are going to connect two capacitor, naming it C1 and C2, and we are going to connect these two capacitor and we will see how charges are distributed, what will be the common potential between them, and what is the loss of energy during the transfer of charges. So from this derivation, three important formulas is going to come. So let's start our derivation. So first of all, let me consider two conductors or two capacitors. Suppose these are the two capacitors and the value of their capacitance is C1 and this one is C2. And the charge given on this is Q1 and the charge on second one is Q2. The potential of this one is V1 and the potential is V2. They are two separate body. C1 and C2 capacitance, Q1, Q2 charge, V1, V2 potential. So see, I haven't connected yet these two body. Now I want to see the energy. So the total initial energy of system. If I have to see initial energy, that is U initial energy of both the system, that is energy of first and energy of second. If you remember, in my previous class we have studied the energy equals to half CV square. So if I write here C1 V1 square, half C1 V1 square, this is the energy of first capacitor, plus half C2 V2 square, this is the energy of second. So adding these two gives me initial energy. So this is my initial energy. So now what I have to do? After connecting both the bodies with metallic wire, what I had done, I had connected these two bodies with the help of metallic wire. So let me connect these two bodies. Now what is going to happen? Just after connecting these two bodies, the charges will transfer from one body to another until the potential of both the bodies become common. Just try to remember, I have told you that charge always flow from low potential body to high potential body. So these two bodies are at different potential V1 and V2. So when I connect these two bodies, there will be the flow of charge. So it will continue to flow until both the body will gain same potential. So after connecting these two bodies, what I have to find? I have to find common potential. So common potential, that is V, can be given as, the common potential means the potential of both the body, which means will be the total charge divided by total capacitance, that is V equals to total charge Q and divided by total capacitance C, Q by C. So you can write here as V. Total charge is Q1 plus Q2, total capacitance is C1 plus C2, and instead of Q, if you remember, instead of this Q we can write C1 V1 plus C2 V2 upon C1 plus C2. So this formula you have to remember, it is a formula for common potential. Whenever any two bodies of different potential and capacitance are connected together, so their common potential can be obtained by this formula C1 V1 plus C2 V2 upon C1 plus C2. So this is the common potential. Now what is going to happen? After connecting, we have to find the charge. The charge distribution. How the charges will distribute? See, initially it was given charge Q1, but after connection it will get the charge Q1 dash and it will get the charge Q2 dash. So we have to find this charge Q1 dash and Q2 dash. This Q1 dash and Q2 dash is after connecting. So remember the formula Q equals to CV. So Q1 will be C1 times of V and Q2 will be C2 times of V. I am not writing V1 and V2 because I have connected these two body, and after connecting the body, both the body will come at same potential. So after connecting the body, Q1 is C1 times of V and it will be C2 times of V. So on taking a ratio of after connecting, so the ratio will be C1 by C2. You will find many numericals based on this formula. They used to ask the ratio of the charges after connection. So it is equivalent to C1 by C2. Now we have to find the final energy of the system. So this was the initial energy of the system. So now the final energy. So I had written here as U final. So final energy for the first is half C1 V square and for the second is half C2 V square. Just try to compare. Initially I used to write half C1 V1, half C2 V2 because it was V1 and it was V2. But after connecting, both the potential will become same. So I am writing at half C1 times of V square plus half C2 times of V square. So my final energy is half, taking the common, C1 plus C2 times of V square. So this is the formula to calculate the final energy of the system. So three important formula is here. Initial energy of the system. This is your initial energy of the system. This one is your common potential and this one is your final energy. So you have to just remember this formula also along with derivation. Now we are going to see initial energy is somewhat higher than the final energy, which means there is some loss of energy. When I connect this two body with the wire, this wire gets heated up. Now heat is a form of energy. It means some amount of energy is wasted, or you can say that some amount of energy get lost in the form of heat. So I have to calculate that amount of energy. How can we calculate? I am saying initial energy is this much and final energy is this much. If there is some loss, then we can subtract initial minus final. On subtracting this two quantity, you will get your loss of energy. So let's see. So loss of energy that is represented by delta, that is initial minus final. So we have to just substitute the value. Remember, initial energy was half C1 V1 square plus half C2 V2 square. This was the initial energy, minus final energy was half C1 plus C2 times of V square. So now what we have to do? Just substitute the value. Look it carefully. I am going to substitute the value of this V. This V is your common potential, and just remember the value of common potential is C1 V1 plus C2 V2 upon C1 plus C2. This is the value for common potential and the square is there, so we have to just mention here square. So this is the substitution of common potential here. Cancel out in these two bracket. So what we are going to get, that is delta is equals to half, taking a half common, C1 V1 square plus C2 V2 square, that is minus of C1 V1 plus C2 V2 whole square divided by C1 plus C2. So taking the LCM of this factor, C1 times of V1 square C1 plus C2 plus C2 times of V2 square, again C1 plus C2 minus of C1 V1 plus C2 V2 whole square, and the expression is divided by C1 plus C2. So this is what I am going to get after taking the LCM. So now what? Open the bracket by multiplying this. So it will be C1 square V1 square first term. Second term is your C1 C2 V1 square. Similarly, open this bracket. It will be C1 C2 V2 का square plus C2 square V2 square minus. See here you have to use A plus B whole square. This is A, this is B. A plus B whole square. So the formula will be something like A square plus B square plus 2AB. But remember that I am opening this bracket with a minus sign, so negatives are coming here. Now see, look at the numerator very carefully. Some terms are getting cancelled out. Just see, this positive and this is negative. So this one is positive and this one is negative. So I am cancelling out the opposite term and take some common. See, the remaining term, they will be common, that is C1 C2 is common in them. So you are going to obtain V1 square plus V2 square minus 2 times of V1 V2 upon C1 plus C2. So this is you are going to see. Now look carefully. What you can say about this bracket? A square plus B square minus 2AB. So here we can say half C1 C2 V1 minus V2 whole square divided by C1 plus C2. So this is my expression for the loss of energy. So it is very important expression. So in many numerical, when initial and final both are given, you just minus and you will get your answer. If initial and final energy is not given and directly the loss is asked, then try to use this formula: C1 C2 V1 minus V2 square upon C1 plus C2. See, from this formula you can easily say either if V1 is greater than V2, if V1 is greater than V2, again it will be positive, which means delta is positive. Delta positive means there is loss. If V1 is less than V2, then also your delta will be positive. See it carefully. If V2 is more, but there is a whole square, so this factor is always be positive. This factor can never come negative. And if this is always positive, it means there is always some loss of energy. And remember, this loss of energy takes place in the form of heat. This calculation which I am done here, this loss of energy is equivalent to the amount of heat produced in the wire. So let's take an example for your better understanding of the topic. See the question. 800 PF stands for picofarad. Pico means 10 to the power minus 12 farad. So first capacitor is 800 picofarad and it is charged by 100 volt battery. So this is your C1 and this is your V1. Okay. After some time, this battery is removed. I have disconnected the battery and another capacitor of value same 800 is connected. So see question carefully. Initially your C1, it is given as 800 picofarad, that is 10 to the power minus 12 farad. It is charged by a battery of how much volt? 100 volt. Now what? Now the battery is removed and another capacitor C2 of how much value? Same 800 picofarad. It is given in the question. But see, you will see there is no knowledge of V2 is given in this question. First capacitor is charged by a 100 volt battery, but second capacitor, there is no any concern given for the second capacitor. So listen me carefully. If V2 is not mentioned anything, you just take V2 as 0. Sometimes they write second capacitor as discharge. They used to say the word discharge for second capacitor, then also you have to use 0 only. If nothing is written for V2, then use 0. So C1 is given, C2 is given, V1 is given, and V2 is also mentioned. Now what you have to find is the final energy. So remember, your final energy was half C1 plus C2 times of V square. And if you remember, what is this V? This V is your common potential, which means first of all you require the value of common. Don't put 100. 100 is your V1 and V2 is your 0. I have to find common potential. So let me substitute. If you remember, this value of common potential was C1 V1 plus C2 V2 upon C1 plus C2. This was the value of common potential. Square is here, so substitute here square. This complete bracket I have used for common potential. Now substitute the value. First cancel out these two. So half C1 is your 800 into 10 to the power minus 12. Your V1 is 100 plus 0. I am writing here 0 because your V2 is 0. Divided by C1 plus C2. That is 800 pico plus 800 pico. So on simplifying, you will get the square of this term, that is 6, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 into, just take the square root 10 to the power minus 24 into 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is what you are going to obtain in numerator, and in denominator is your adding these two terms. So 800 plus 800, that is 1600 into 10 to the power minus 12. So just simplify this factor. So we can just cancel out some terms. 0 to 0, 0 to 0, 16 1 times and 16 4 times, dividing it by 2. So your final answer will be 2 into 10 to the power minus 6 joule. We are calculating the energy, so the final energy is this much, 2 into 10 to the power minus 6 joule. I have just used the formula for the final energy, and remember, to calculate the final energy you will always be in the need of this common potential. So just try to calculate out the common potential also. So to calculate the final energy, we need to first calculate common potential. Here is your final energy. Now they are talking about loss of energy. Just remember, just now we have discussed delta. The loss of energy was, the formula is half C1 C2 V1 minus V2 square whole upon C1 plus C2. So just let me substitute the values of this. Half C1 C2, that is 800 into 800, so 8864. So you are going to 640000, and pico is there, so 10 to the power minus 24. I have just calculated it. 800 pico into 800, so 8 into 8 64 40, and 10 to the power minus 12 minus 24. V1 minus V2, V2 is 0, there is only V1 is 100, so the square of 100 upon C1 plus C2, here it is plus, so you have to add these two quantity. So 800 plus 800, 1600, and 10 to the power minus 12. So on simplifying this, you will get your loss of energy. So on simplifying again, you will get the same answer, 2 into 10 to the power minus 6 joule. So this was your final energy, and this is your loss of energy. That is the difference between initial and final. So such types of question you are going to obtain. Just look it carefully, what you have to calculate, or you have to take out from the question. Just try to find out the value of C1, C2, V1 and V2. All these four things you have to need to find out first, and after getting these four, you just have to substitute the formula. So just go through this topic very carefully, and I will see in next lecture we will see the effect of dielectrics and all in capacitor. But try to learn this topic, and the previous topic was also very much important from the capacitor. Thank you. See you in next class.